So guys, this is a system that was installed in Clare about maybe 3.5 years ago. So there's 380 watt panels they were the biggest panels on the market at the time, so 380 watt panels currently on that job there. There's 7 on the back and there is 5 on the front. So the whole system is 4.56 kilowatts. So in the last couple of weeks we've added on 2 more panels for her, okay, just to boost the system small. But currently with the 2 panels on the back, she's jumped that from a 4.5 actually up to a 5.3. So that's going to give her more power, and we are looking at putting more panels on the side for her as well and building that. Now when we do that, we will have to optimize all the panels to make it all sync, because north is facing is actually this way, so it'll be on the hip. Again, like most of the other jobs that we've done, we have put panels facing north, and it will generate more in the summer months, but not a whole pile in the winter. But again, you are sending it back to the grid that you have to be refunded for. So you'll see that there's a panel actually in the middle here. Okay, that's not our panel. That's been there for about, I'd say, 10 years. Well before we came on the scene. It's actually called a thermodynamic system. It works by heating hot water by a gas method, a compressor system, a bit like a fridge. That's working fine, but our system would actually run that for free, you know.
What type of system is this compared to other systems you've installed?
The panels are just on the back and the front, and they are 380 watt panels. So the panels that we've installed recently over the last year or so are actually 435s or 440s or even 400s. Some of them are 470s, so they are bigger panels. There is only 7 on the back here and 5 on the front, but I am considering putting panels facing north. Now we have put additional panels on her extension as well, just to compensate for the load, because the inverter can actually hold that. Now the inverter can hold an additional 5 panels on the side if we go along and do that, but again, as I said earlier on, we will have to optimize the whole system if we're going to do that.
And when you say 435s and 470s, what does that mean?
Just different wattage on the panels, so the dimensions will be bigger, so you wouldn't fit the 435s or the 440s on that roof. Say four of them in a row, you might only get 3 because they're a bigger dimension panel. The more wattage, the bigger dimensions.
And this woman has an electric car charger there. Did you install that?
Yeah, so she's completely off grid. She's been off grid since we put it in there.
And what's this woman generating now? It's kind of drizzling here in County Clare. What's she generating today?
The apps are delayed reactions, so they're about 4 or 5 minutes old. So about 4 minutes ago she was generating 1.9 kilowatts. Her house was consuming 780 watts. Her battery's been filled and she's still sending about 80 watts back to the grid. So she's off grid. Currently now it's probably by half. She's probably, and I can reset the app in a few minutes, but she's probably generating right now about 5, maybe 800 watts.
So she's pretty much fully off grid.
Oh god, yeah.
Despite it being quite overcast and drizzly.
Yeah, like that wouldn't matter. It's the amount of panels that's there that's boosting the system as well, and her usage is quite low. So the system will never be stable at 1. It'll never be a consistent 1.9 or 2. With the weather and the overcast, it'll drop up and down, you know.
Is that because obviously Ireland's so changeable? If this is in Spain, would it be at whatever 2?
Oh yeah, if this is in Spain, you probably have a polycrystalline system, and even at that, it could be at a stable 4 to 5 kilowatts per hour, you know.
Yeah. So Roy, how much has this house generated in the last 3.5 years since it went up?
So going by the app, and you can see it there, it's generated about 11.6 megawatts. So people would say, well, what's 11.6 megawatts? To give you an idea, an indication of any house in the state has a 50 kVA of cable coming into it, okay? So on a quick calculation there, it's probably around, give or take, around say 4,600 houses in a day that system would run.
In its lifetime?
Well, over the last 3.5 years, if that was to be dispersed in one day throughout a couple of housing estates, it could be initially up to around 4,600 houses in a day. That's what she generates.